Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial on Thunkable, and here we're going to make an analogy since we're starting functions. And the use of the functions is just basically having chunks of code separated and being able to code reuse. So when you need to do something over and over and over again and you want like a process or several lines of code repeated, what you do is that you put them in a function and that function can be called later on. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you basically how functions work. Now for this, I'm going to call my functions overview, and I'm going to go to my functions overview that is going to allow me and take me to this screen. Now this screen just has a counter, and this counter is going to show me 1, 2, 3, or 4, just exactly what we've been doing on code.org, but we're going to see the analogy in Thunkable. So if I go to the block diagram, this is pretty much what I'm going to do. Now, the first thing is to initialize a variable called count. We've done this before. We call it a global variable. This variable is can be accessed for every single line of code in this program. So this variable can be used in any scope of the program, okay? So I can call it from anywhere. Then what I'm going to do is that when function overview opens, like the screen, the first thing that I want to do when the screen opens is to update screen. And here's my function. Now, I have to create a function called update screen that I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so I have two options. One option is when the button clicks, when the button up clicks, and when the button down clicks. We've seen those two options, and what I'm going to do is that when up button clicks, then I'm going to count +1, and then when down button clicks, I am going to count -1. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm updating a variable, I'm setting the variable and updating its information, and as soon as I do that, I need to update the screen. Updating the screen needs to change a label. In this case, it's just one line of code, but it can be tens and hundreds and thousands of lines of code that you want on update screen. And what you do is that you call update screen whenever you need it. Instead of putting all this information into each of these blocks of code, what we're going to do is that we're going to call the function. And it's very simple. You just create a function and you call the function right here. This is called a void function, that it does not return anything. It just runs the code step by step. And here you write the name of the function that you want to call. In my case, I named it update screen, and I just put whatever I need to do within that code, okay? So it's very simple, and then when I'm done, I can call this. I already go to functions again, and all my functions will be displayed on the left, and I can just put them wherever I need them. So in this case, let me show you how it works very quickly, and you guys can go ahead and practice if you need to know how it's done on Thunkable, okay? So I click on functions overview, and as you can see, the 0 is the update screen when it opens the app. Okay, otherwise it wouldn't show anything. So I click on up and it goes up. Now my counter is updating, and when I click down, it looks like my counter is also updating. Okay, I encourage you to add the conditional statement that you saw on code.org, where there is a limit between, I think, -5 and 10, I think. So otherwise it won't show the whole range of scores, because there is a counting range. Okay, so I'm glad that you see this. It's very simple, very easy to use, and you should be starting to use functions in order to make your programs a lot more robust.